Hello, I'm Ken from KBDProductionsTV. Welcome to my channel. I wanted to make this video to show off how inexpensive it is to start van life or doing solo stealth camping or just doing camping so you don't have to set up tents and all that stuff. And this is probably the most inexpensive way to go around doing that kind of a thing. And I thought I'd like to show you guys my minivan camper and all the things that I felt that over the last 2.5 to 3.5 years, sorry, that I've had this, what I've done to it. And again, I didn't do a whole lot to this thing, but I wanted to show you. I've been wanting to make this video for the last year, and because I'm now donating this to a charity, and I'm going to be getting a new van, and I'm actually going to build that one out much better than I did this one. This was just kind of an experiment to see what I could do, where I could go, and how I could go about doing it. So let's get to it. First of all, it is a 2011 Town and Country Chrysler. Probably the first thing I did when I got this was to put a floor in so it fit exactly a 8-foot by 4-foot sheet of plywood. My father-in-law was getting rid of some wood at the cottage, and I said, I'll take that slice of wood. And so that was the first thing we put in there. And I think pretty much the next thing we put in here was this cot. It broke probably within the first couple months, only because I kneeled on this corner right here. Well, not this corner, the other corner, because this bed used to actually be on this side. And when I was crawling from the front to the back, I just put my knee on the wrong spot, and just to show you here, and this part broke. This little knob thing broke off, and I never got around to getting it fixed. But I didn't really need it to be fixed as long as this was at my foot end. We were good with that. Since we're in this far, the other thing too is when you get to colder temperatures and stuff, it's good to put some insulating foam or something underneath. And I put a comforter on top of that. And because it's now November, leading into December, as we're in Ontario, Canada, I now have my -9 sleeping bag. During the summertime, I either just use this or I had a summertime sleeping bag. I also have some things in here like a cup that I got from Restoule Provincial Park in Ontario. I have a light back here. Sometimes I'll have a little battery pack that plugs into this light bar lighting strip, and that would definitely light up this whole area very well for filming, especially. I took the battery out of this because it was beeping, so it was running out of battery. So I'll be getting a new battery. I'm going to be taking this out of here and putting it into my new van. But again, it was just beeping. You could hear it when you walk past the vehicle. This vehicle's been parked for probably about a month now, and I actually had to jump start it to get it to be in this part of the driveway so I could shoot this video for you. I also have a bunch of pillows. That's my main pillow. This is just my advertising YouTube space, Toronto, although it's not there anymore. I just love the fact that I've got a YouTube pillow. Anyway, and these were old shirts. One's from Mount Rushmore and the other one's from Killarney Park. My wife turned my shirts into pillows for me because I don't wear those anymore. They were pretty old shirts, and so it was really nice that she made some pillows for me out of them. I also need power, so I use Jackery or Blue Eddy or DJI or EcoFlow. I've got all 4 systems. This is the 1500, and it still has 85%. And again, that's probably been in here for about 2 months, and I've only used about 15%. Always like to make sure I have my thermostat so I know how cold it is in the morning. When I first bought this van, if you can see just above the rear view mirror there, this had auto start. So in the morning when you're lying in bed and it is, you know, -10 degrees Celsius, which was probably, I don't know, 20 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe. I don't know. I don't know the conversion, but it's nice just to get up in the morning, press the button on the remote control, the car would start, the heater, just before you go to bed, you made sure the heater was cranked. So when you turned it on in the morning with the auto start, then it would heat up the space and you didn't have to get out of bed until it got warm in here. I think one of the next things I did with this vehicle, I made these insulated window blinds, and so you put them up into all your window spaces. It's pretty good. I made them myself. I would like to have finished them. I'm going to be definitely doing a better job on my next van build. It won't look as ratty as these did. Again, this whole thing was a 3.5-year experiment. So I've got one for each of the windows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I would just put up a big blanket here, and then that would block out any light. So I could be sitting in here at nighttime, watching a movie. Nobody knows I'm in here, which is great because that's the whole idea behind stealth camping. When I just did regular camping, it didn't matter, so I wouldn't usually put on them. I put the blinds on the side of the vehicle where, you know, if people are walking by in the campground, they couldn't see in. So that was pretty much the only blinds I would put up. I also had a lot of these types of camera holders. I had one up front, had one here, just so I could quickly put cameras where I needed them. Also got a light for just seeing at nighttime inside your van when it's pitch black in here. You also need pee bottles because I know it's icky, but when you are stealth camping and it is 2 o'clock in the morning, you got to go to the washroom, you technically should not try to get out of your car because first of all, you don't know who is outside your car. You don't know if you getting out of your car is going to alert people. So it's best just to stay in your car, lights off, use your pee bottles, put lots of stickers on them so people can't see what's inside because that's just disgusting. You know that. I also have the fire extinguisher. I was going to at one time put magnets on these and then put them over my license plate so I didn't have to blur my license plates when I was videotaping myself in locations. But it turns out license plates aren't really made out of a metallic metal, so that was kind of a flop. I might put some on the next vehicle. I might actually put some metal behind the plates that are on the vehicle and then put magnets on this, and then I can just snap them on, and that way I don't have to worry about it. Just that basically when I'm only camping. I also have a fold-out table here, so when I am camping at a campground, I have extra space outside the vehicle. Whenever I go somewhere, typical, traveler, getting magnets everywhere you go, and I really liked this one, little camping thing. So it's a bottle opener, got lots of extra napkins and stuff in here. I've got my magnets that I give to people when I meet them. And let's move up to the front. I think that's pretty much everything. Oh yeah, and I bought this. This is another thing I bought pretty much right away. You need a nice carpet on there, and this is one I can just take out and shake. Got an extra camera mount, articulating arm. The other things, I guess, before we leave this area, I also would bring, whenever I would go do the camping portion of my show, depending on what time of the year it was, if I was camping, I'd use this as 3 candles. You can actually, keep your coffee warm on this thing. I don't think you could boil water on it, but you can definitely keep things warm by putting a tin on there and your drink. So that thing is awesome. I've used that a few times. Of course, you got your instant coffee, bug spray, fuel for your stove. This is a bug repellent. Yeah, it's by Thermocell. So get one of those for sure. I also got a tow rope just in case I broke down, or if I got stuck, I could get somebody to pull me out. I also had a hammock that I never used. My wife bought that for me, and I'll definitely be using it in the next series of videos. I just never had a spot to do it, and it just never happened. And then in this drawer, again, this is the main reason I'm showing you guys all this is just to show you how easy it is to start van life or camping in a van, van camping. You don't need a whole lot. I think this bed was like 70 bucks. Okay, and here we have all of our cooking stuff. I just doubled everything up, like bowls, plates, cutlery, and then all the utensils I needed to cook and do stuff. There's my coffee maker, and then you got your salt and pepper and your can openers and just all your basic essentials you need if you're going to do a camp and then do some food or cook up some food. And that leads us to the next. This is usually my fuel in here. So I've got tins of fuel. I've got fire starters that my wife made for me when I do camp stuff. Those come in very handy, just made out of egg cartons and lint and a wick. and wax. And then I got some paper in there too for starting fires. And then this thing came in handy many times. I should have taken this off. You're not supposed to leave this off. Leave this on because it can slowly leak propane into your vehicle. So this thing, I think, is about 150 bucks. I think I saw it at Cabela's or Bass Pro for, it was on sale for like $99. So you can get these things for pretty cheap. And it is definitely a must if you're going to be doing stuff. And see, I can smell the propane already. Don't sleep with that on, but heating up the space before you go to bed is just a great idea, and you can always crack the window just a little bit. That's another thing I really liked about this vehicle. It had these weather strips on it, so you could have the window open a little bit, and if it rained, it didn't matter. Then I've got a stove for cooking. This thing is fantastic. You never remember which way is up. I put a sticker on it one time, and then, of course, oh, it is the right way. So you just flip this over, take it out of the container, and you'd put it on your table or whatever, and your fuel goes right in there. And this is a great little stove that served us very well. I'll continue to use that. My buddy Paul just had a little dinner, and he had a bunch of people over, and he just had a fondue. So he had, instead of having that pot with the little fuel thing underneath it, he just had one of these at each end of the table, and had a great fondue, and you can just adjust the heat on the fly. Fantastic. Of course, you need your Kleenex to blow your nose, your shower shoes, or just in case you need to get out of the van real quick and do something and come back in, or walk to the washroom, whatever. You just don't know how to put your shoes on sometimes, so those are awesome for that. This is to help take out the moisture in your vehicle. It's called damp check. There was another one that was a little bit cheaper than this that I used, and they're underneath the driver's side. I also have my tray that I put on my steering wheel when I'm eating at restaurants. That just slips on there like that. Also have my hand sanitizing, have all my cutlery, knives and forks, chopsticks, extra napkins and things. In here I'd have some cleaning stuff, some gloves, just in case I had to fool around with the engine. Not that I'm an engine mechanic guy, but if I had to change a tire or whatever, I have my gloves in there. I also had my jumper cables. This is a big bowl that you can fold out. This is my jumper thing. It's called a Norco, which I just used right now to start the vehicle. And here's my cooler bag, just in case I buy stuff at the store and I need to transport it my campsite, or if I'm at a restaurant and I have leftovers, I just throw it in there and then transfer it to the house. And of course, I've got my cell phone holder there. I've got another camera mount over there. I used to like using this side when I first bought the vehicle, but the actuator or whatever in here broke, so this does not even open. You have to have the window down, grab the lock and the handle and the outside handle and yank on it just to open it. So this ceased to be my main door to get in and out. And that's why the bed used to be on the other side. It's always good to, whatever door you use, this side or the other side, put your bed on the opposite side so you can get in and out nice and easy. Meat thermometer. I used to have an inflatable mattress, and that would do that. Also have a knife for just whittling, or sometimes I've used that to cut up food because I forgot a knife to bring. These are all the sleeves for all the coffees that I've gotten. So this is the thing to help you with the damp. Usually it's filled with the white, almost powdery type substance. And then as it absorbs all the water from the air, it turns into liquid, and that thing needs to be replenished. But of course, this vehicle is now going to be donated for charity, and I'm happy to do that. When I first bought this vehicle, it had 300,000 kilometers on it. Now it has 345,900, so almost 46,000 kilometers we put on it in the 3.5 years making content for you guys. And that's why we called them rusty. When I first got it too, the wheels were metal rims, and they were old, very old rims, and the rims were just completely rusted out. So there's a shot from the back. That's what it looked like. There's a bunch of times I would set up my table at the back here and have my chair here and use this as an extra area to put my food down and while I was cooking, and then, you know, people would walk past and say, "Oh, that's a really cool layout." So that's why I wanted to show this to you guys, just to show you how easy it is to start van camping and make your own van camper. This was my first rug I think I had in here, and it just ran up one side, and then I decided to get a full one that went right across. Once I saw one that was 4 feet wide, that was perfect. But I had this one first, but now I just use that. I put it outside the door, again, when I'm camping, not when I'm stealth camping. And then this is to change tires, my jack, and then I had an axe to cut wood. Lots of little compartments and things, again, depending on what kind of vehicle you buy, depends on what kind of space you get. So there you go, guys. That is my minivan camping tour video just for you. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below if you are ever thinking about deciding to become a van lifer, or you want to start camping and you hate sleeping in tents, which I hate sleeping in tents now. I might do it in the future just to make a fun video of me trying to sleep in one of those hot tents or whatever they call it. And anyway, so this is why I bought this. It's much easier for me to get from point A to point B. Don't have to set up a whole lot of stuff, and get to make amazing content just for you guys. So thanks for watching. Thanks for all your support. It was an amazing 3.5 years making content in this. I look forward to showing you my next vehicle, and we're definitely going to be building it out and spending a little bit more money with a proper bed and proper drawers and a big slide out the back, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned to that. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks again for all your support.